Hello everybody and welcome back once again. My name is Jordan, I'm also known as JMonster. I want to thank you guys for joining me for a little bit of Silmarillion action. Today we're going to be playing on our latest test build, and there's a few things to keep an eye out for. The biggest, and probably most obvious, will be that there we go, let's get this started. We've added in a lot of the custom vegetation and terrain textures that were made by the Europa Barbarorum team, which is a fantastic mod, which takes the Medieval 2 engine and it sets it in the classical time period. So it's a little bit like playing Rome 1 on Medieval 2. And it's a fantastically made mod. Honestly, the best way I can describe it to you is porn for historians. It makes a great effort to be faithful to actual historical events. Uh-oh, that's not good. That's alright, we'll figure that out. But yeah, Europa Barbarorum, it's fantastic. You can see some of our new foliage and stuff here. Apparently we're having a desync issue, which is probably my fault, to be honest. So I'm just going to do a little bit of quick investigating here, and we'll be back and running in just a few moments. So for the time being, just enjoy the music. Hello, Dustin. And we'll just be taking a very brief respite, I guess. A short break, I suppose, while I try and figure out the cause of the desync issue. There you go. You should be able to hear it now. I would think. For those of you just joining us, we're just taking a short break just to investigate a small desync issue, which will ruin the outcome of our games. So we're definitely going to want to look into that, and I'll be back in just a few moments. But in the meantime, my music should be up and running, and you guys should be able to hear things. So just we're just gonna take a short pause. So just enjoy the music in the meantime, and I will be back momentarily. Hello, Black Wolf. So I hope that I've managed to quash this issue so we can play some actual games without having to worry about the outcome being skewed by the the tides of fate, essentially. I'm just going to wait for that to finish installing itself. And then we should be good to go. We'll have to just quickly restart here. I think that's part of the issue. So just a moment here. Screen's just going to go black for a second. Oh no. There we go. Just going to quickly replace everything. Oops. Oh, I definitely goofed. 1 second, guys. Artorias, there's always there's a million folders within those folders. It's not an issue of that. I've gone through the directory. It's not that. Delete Windows 32 to fix. Yeah, of course. Blow up your computer. That fixes everything. If there's a folder within a folder, it's not a result of the update that I posted. It'll just be a few more minutes here while this extracts, and then we can get things underway properly. So just need to be a little bit patient. I'll have things back up and running in just a few moments. About 95% right now, so while we wait, just enjoy the music and know that we'll be back up online in just a few minutes. Nah, the black screen is intentional right now. I'm just installing a quick update, trying to get rid of some desync problems that we were having. This should do that. It's going to take another couple of seconds here for me to get it back online. The update is up. It looks good. It'll just take us a few minutes here to get into a lobby. And we can test it and see if it works. And if it doesn't, I'll just I'll close down the stream for a few minutes and I'll just basically revert back to 0. This is why we have backups. And I will install the update over my backup copy, which I will then make a backup of. And then we'll be underway in like 10-15 minutes, but this should be fine, I would think. Don't know what else I could have changed other than that, so... Alright then. Let's see here. What map do I want to try out? Let's try out the War-Torn Plains. I don't think we've had a successful game on the War-Torn Plains. Actually, I changed my mind. I want to do a new Woods of Breath Hill map. Ah, it's WK. I was going WK. There we go. And compatibility doesn't seem to be an issue, so that's good. Although it wasn't an issue before, so I don't see why it would be now. Hopefully we don't get that terrible desync. And I want to play... but I want to play the... That's fine, we can just be on the same team. That's how... That's a way to resolve this conflict. $28,000 looks good. That is our default budget, $14K per player. Gives you a lot of flexibility, and you can well, some factions at least you can bring an entire stack. We're gonna wait to see what our enemies bring. If we're gonna be playing against House of Finarfin, or potentially even Assyriana, though they might be a little bit too fast and a little bit too hidey, but certainly against House of Finarfin, we're gonna bring ourselves a mangonel. Maybe some other artillery if I deem it necessary. But the wolves of Tulin Gaurhoth have gotten some pretty big changes, actually. So these guys now use throwing axes, so their range has actually decreased. I believe they're down to 50 or so range now, but their missile damage has gone up by a significant amount, by like half, essentially. So there's a bit of a trade-off there. Their melee stats largely unchanged, so the Scar High Longfangs are just kind of okay. They get dumpstered in a lot of fights, but they're just there for their missile and there to have numbers and for their fairly good attack value. I think the biggest change has probably come to the Scar High Blood Drinkers. So we'll look at their new price here. They're about 100 more expensive than what they used to be. The morale's gone up by 2, damage by 2, charge damage by 4. They'll stick around in a fight a lot longer, and they'll hit a little bit harder, which is nice. Get a little bit of value off of these units before they inevitably fall away. And I'm going to make them the core of my army, as they're pretty good for taking on like most things that you're going to face as Tulin Gaurhoth. Bring a couple of Hishbokraz Howlers and some Warband, and then we've got a good core to our army there that we can kind of build around. Ash Priests, I feel like, are a pretty important unit. I think that you're always going to bring a unit of Ash Priests, and the Throngshik Wolfborn are more of the optional bodyguard unit, whereas the Ash Priests, they give that +3 morale buff to everybody, so that's just too good to pass up. Also got the Gijak Skaras Chosen, We'll see. I'm replacing them with the less expensive HP Crafts Warband. Just, you know, save a little bit of money. We'll see what we end up needing, actually. So we can grab my clanmates back in here. It'll just be a few minutes while we win the lobby. Let's see what's going on in chat. I have the mod, but the game still appears incompatible. That's because we are playing on the test build. So you are probably playing on the publicly released build with the tournament patch and so on and so forth, which means that you are very much out of date with what we're playing with on our test build. And if you're already a tester and you're incompatible, then you probably haven't installed the necessary updates in order to join the lobby. We'll just do a 1v1 here, since people are a little bit tardy in getting in. Ooh, Angband versus Tolan Gaudahoth. That's going to be a fight. Let's see here. Definitely going to need some Wolfguard. That's a must-have. I think we'll need Trappers as well. I think a lot of this is going to come down to how well our skirmish forces are able to do. I'll take the Laugskaraz, just because they are decent enough monster hunters. I think that one of those will be important. We might have enough money to drop these guys and bring a little bit more quality in that regard. Bring one of those. I could conceivably bring another Long Fang as well. Although, could do that. What if I drop that? How much do I have left over? I don't think the Vorback Gadgetar would be a good choice in this matchup. They're the legendary company for Tolan Gaudahoth, and I'm certainly eager to show them off, and I'm sure we will at some point today. But they're like light cavalry, good at like hit and run attacks, whereas I'm looking for something a little bit more anti-elephant oriented out of my cavalry this time around. And these guys actually have penalties against elephants. They trade off a lot of their power against elephants for additional power against cavalry, so they're more of a specialized unit that I don't think will be particularly good in this matchup. Maybe we'll take one of them, and we'll still be able to fit that in. I think that's decent. We've got a good core here. We'll see. This will be a tough one. It's not fun to fight Angband. That being said, we do have the tools, I think, necessary. Yes, we are using the new ground textures and the new vegetation as well, which, for those of you just joining us, we have been trying to look for ways to improve Silmarillion visually. And one of the things that I came across was the new vegetation and the new texture. How do I say that? New textures, basically, from the Europa Barbarorum team, which is a really fantastic mod, which, as I mentioned earlier, is basically porn for historians. Oh wow, it actually does show up when I tab out briefly there. I won't do that as much. And I'm desynced again. That's alright. We'll take another couple minutes here, and I will fix that. I'm just going to close down the stream for a few minutes, and then we will rejoin once I've got this figured out.